If you aren't naturally tired at night and excited in the morning, then you probably haven't found something meaningful to work on. You are not stressed from doing too much. You are stressed from doing too little of what you care about.
First, let's start with the basics. If you need the ruler or the guides, you can enable them by clicking the plus button and dragging them into your workspace. Now, the first thing we need to do is to create a block video. I'm gonna tell you why. Right-click, New Item, and create block video. Drag it into your timeline and stretch it to match the full video. Select the block video, go to Effect Control, and under Opacity, create a rectangle mask and shape it exactly like I'm doing here. After that, increase the mask further to around 280-300, then scale it and move it to the bottom of the frame. We only need a soft shadow, as you can see. This adds a nice cinematic look. Now we need to create the text. I already have my script here, so I use the first sentence. Click on the text tool, then click on the video and paste your text. Then go to Property panel. As you can see, I'm using a Montserrat font, bold. You can use any font you like. Use your style. You can copy my settings also if you want. Now we need the last words to be lower. So press enter, then select only the last word and change the font size. The idea here is to create a minimal viral podcast style edit, where one word is big and the other stays smaller. You can make the first letter bigger if you want, but that's my style. It's optional. You can keep it normal if you prefer. You can also move the text and adjust the position to fit your own design. This creates a clean, modern visual flow. When you are satisfied, go to Effect and search for Drop Shadow. Drag it into the text, then change the settings like distance and softness. You can copy my settings or create your own. Drop shadow gives the text more depth so it doesn't look flat. Now duplicate the drop shadow to make the depth stronger and add more softness. Duplicate the text layer several times to prepare it for animation, because each word will be on its own layer. Duplicate it as many times as you have words in your sentence. This step is important, so I need you to focus. What we need to do is to delete the extra word in each layer, so every layer contain only one word. First, to make it easier, hide all the layer and open only the first one. Delete all the text and keep only the last word. For the second layer, keep the second word and delete the others. After deleting, go to Effect Control, under Motion, change the position and move the word so it's match the original text. Do the same for every word. Each layer should have only one word, but all words should stay in the same position as the original sentence. If you get lost, just replay the video and follow what I'm doing. After this step, every layer has its own word. Now we need to offset the layer to match the audio. Move each word in the timeline so it's appear when it's spoken. Try to sync it with the voice. Then select all the layers and trim them to manage the space. When you finish syncing, we can add animation. Go to Effect, search for Transform and drag it into the text. Open Effect Control and go forward 3 frames and add keyframes for position and opacity. Go to the beginning and change the position to move the text down and set the opacity to 0. Select the keyframes, right click, Temporal Interpolation, ease in and then ease out. Open the graph editor and make the curve smoother like this. We want the animation to start fast and end slowly. For opacity, keep the curve more centered. You can move the keyframes to adjust the speed until it looks good. Now we need motion blur, so change the shutter angle to 360. When you are satisfied, copy the transform effect, select all the text layer and paste it. Now all the words have the same smooth animation. If you want variation, you can change the position of some words. Instead of coming from the bottom, make them come from the left or the right. Just reset the position, move it to the side and keep the same easing. This gives the animation more variation. Now let's do the second sentence. Don't worry, this one is easier because we don't need to create this animation again. We will just copy and adjust the layers. First, drag the previous layer while holding Alt to duplicate it. Now go to your script, select the first word, copy it and paste it into the layer. Now we have our first word. Then duplicate the same layer again, hold Alt and dragging it up. Go back to the script, copy the second word and paste it. Now go to the Property panel and adjust the position so the word matches the original text. Next, we need the bigger word. Same thing. Hold Alt and drag to duplicate the layer. Go to your script, copy the word, paste it, then adjust it in the Property panel. If you want it bigger, change the font size. If you want to move it, change the X and Y position. Do this until you are satisfied with your text. Once you're finished styling the text, we need to synchronize it with the audio. Move each layer in the timeline so the words appear when they are spoken. Try to match the voice as much as possible. And always trim the layer to manage the space. As you can see, this part is much easier than the first sentence because we already created the animation correctly. Now I have this bureau and I want to create something a little bit different, but the process is the same. This time I want the text to be higher, so I'm going to use this line as a reference. Now do the same thing as before. Hold Alt and drag the text layer to duplicate it. Go to your script, copy the first word and paste it into the layer. Then go to the property panel and change the position to match the guideline, so we need the text to be higher. Duplicate the layer again, go back to your script, copy the second word and paste it. After that, adjust the position so it's aligned with the original text. Same thing, we need the bigger word. Hold Alt and drag to duplicate. Copy the word from the script, paste it, then change the position and maybe the size. You can make the first letter bigger if you want, but that's my style. It's optional. You can keep it normal if you prefer. Duplicate the layer again for every word in your sentence. At this point, you should understand the idea of this minimal podcast style. You just duplicate the text layer, change the text, and keep the same animation. Because we already created the animation before, we don't need to do it again. After you finish all the words, move the layer in the timeline and synchronize them with the audio, so each appear at the right moment. Then select all the layers and trim them to manage the space. I don't want this video to be longer, so you can repeat this method every time. Be creative, try different fonts, and experiment with the different styles. By the way, you can download the project file, the b-roll, the asset used in this video for free. The link in the description. Open it in Premiere and practice with it. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!